take for thanks for coming. If I know my video today, I don't know how to complain about that. Now I know my friend. I don't know my friend.
Yo, someone that tuned in when that was happening would have been like, where is this fight coming from? Like, from where to where? Where did this start from? Like, where are we headed? What's going on here? Because it was looking so real, you guys. The housemates yesterday, they were onto something, and that something that they were onto was so much fun. It was funny, it was real, it was giving everything that it was supposed to give, and I was like, okay, you guys really tried on this one. So we had them, they were gathered in the, you know, in the lounge. I mean, they were by the dining area, and they just started like bringing up different storylines. The storylines were not even planned. It was just, okay, you just start saying something and then the other person will flow with it. And for this part, I don't know, should I start the story? Let me just welcome you guys first. So welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please go to subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that you can get notified each time I post a brand new video, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. So how did Kassia come into the equation? First of all, it was just like Onyeka, Ozzy, Wanni Handi, OC, I think Sean, they were just on the table. So now Ozzy called Wanni to like arrange babes for him, arrange babes for him. They were doing business, they were in the business of prostitution. So Wanni now was now saying, she's going to arrange Kassia, everything. And Kassia at this point was not even with them, yeah? She was just like sitting down with Onyeka, sitting down with Victoria on the side. She now heard her name. She now said, why did they call my name? This one, that one. She went, she gingered them. At first I was like, okay, is this a serious situation? And then I now saw that she was smiling. I was like, okay, it's just like her way of getting in. When she entered, they now started like yabbing each other. She was like, she has been in the business for 30 years. And all of that. It was funny, you guys.
You know the houses that are big for you. That's how they follow and they talk. They go past.
Well, you see the one for Madam Chelsea.
No, I know the one for this one.
And now, see how I'm telling you the story like it's a real story or something, because of how interesting it was. And then there were different storylines. I think Onyeka was acting as Ozzy's what did she even act as? You guys, I cannot tell the whole story because it was long. And before I even carried camera to start capturing, they had already like gone far. You just know that it was just them having fun and acting. Everybody did so well. Ozzy played his part very well. Onyeka played her part very well. Wanni played her part so well. In fact, Wanni was the one that was doing the coordination from where she was. The names that they were even using, Madam Gold, Madam, what's that person name? Let me see. Madam Chelsea was the other name. I was like, they really know like how to fix things and stuff. So when it comes to acting, I feel like they're good with that. Like when it comes to creativity in general, I think that these housemates are very good. So they should key into that. Even if they're not going to give us like basketballs or anything, they should key more into their creative part. And then apart from that, there were certain things that happened like during the day. But I think I'm going to begin with this Ben's video that I saw that he made. So basically, he intends to press charges as regards the Handi situation. You guys know that in the house, Handi made an allegation. She was like, I think she said she felt like Ben touched her nipple or so when she was sleeping, when he came to wake her or so. Abi? I think that was the case, right? So Ben said that he would like to see the footage, and he's also speaking with his lawyer.
Because I've told you guys of the shows to, bring out.
I think you should
change
the narrative.
And then my lawyer is working on it.
That's what I'm saying. I think you should speak because people will run whatever that's built up.
Yeah, my lawyer, my manager is working on it, and then I've told the organizer of the shows to, at least because in the past, this thing that I've watched, if someone does something like that, you play the tape, this is what happened, because you get the place he said it happened was only that place get 4 cameras, and you cannot tell me the 4 cameras are looking somewhere else because it's 24 hours. So I've asked for footage several times. I said I wanted to press charges and all. Yeah, I said that too.
I personally do understand him, because when it comes to narratives like this, it can mess people up. Like, it has messed up a lot of guys, right? I feel like it's something that Big Brother would have tried to sort out when he was in the house. Although I feel like maybe Big Brother was trying to not make this a big thing. He just wanted us to maybe let's go and forget about it, because it's a sensitive issue, and sometimes these kind of things you don't know how to judge it, whether or maybe they don't have the footage, or maybe they do. In fact, moving on from that, we had diary sessions. The housemates had diary sessions where they spoke to each other. They acted as Big Brother, and the housemates acted as like Big Brother, and they asked each other questions. And I'm just going to talk about the question of like who they trust the least and who they trust the most, because the other questions were just like normal, how you feel, first impressions of some of the housemates and your impression now, nothing too serious. Everybody just explain based on their own person, who they know and everything. And it wasn't, to be honest, the diary session wasn't giving so much. But then I was like, okay, let me just talk about the person they trust the least and the person they trust the most, or the person that they find the most annoying and the least annoying. Yes, the person they find the most annoying. So for Nelly, she said she finds Sean like as the most annoying person.
Most annoying right now might be Sean. I find it very difficult when people don't follow instructions, or when people don't like try to obey rules, always trying to act like you are above the law.
For her least annoying, she said Victoria. And then speaking of Sean and this whole rules and disobeying rules and stuff, Sean is actually quite stubborn, because there are certain times where some things will just happen and his facial expression will just be like, especially when they gave him that strike. Although I understood that days on, it just felt like he was done with Big Brother already. And then in the room, there was one time where Tjay came to the room to say that Big Brother was complaining about them sleeping. He was like, what the F are we supposed to be doing? This and that and that. I say, hey, okay. And then in the morning yesterday, the ninjas came to wake them up in an annoying way. They were just doing I was like, what's going on? What's wrong with you guys? Sean was just sitting down there. He was obviously very frustrated. The others had left the room. It was just Sean that was remaining in the room. Meanwhile, Onyeka and Ozzy, they reconciled. They reconciled on Monday. I think it was after the other house games, after nominations or so. They reconciled. She was talking to OC, and then OC was just saying, as per one family that we are, everything's supposed to be okay. So that's how they reconciled. And since then, if you check, I'm sure if I turn on this thing, I'll see both of them together. That's speaking of Onyeka and Ozzy, they've just been together for the most part. And then for coming back to the diary sessions, for Tjay, he said the most annoying person for him, the person he trusts the least, the most annoying person for him, he chose Onyeka. And one of the things that he sees about her is that she doesn't like to take feedback on things that she feels she's good at. She doesn't appreciate feedback when it comes to things that she's good at. And then he also mentioned that there are certain things that she does, her actions have an impact on others. She doesn't realize how much her actions impact others, and then at the end of the day, when there's a reaction, she plays the victim.
I think she feels like she's quite good at some things, so she doesn't need feedback. I also think she tries to be a lot more aware of how her actions impact on others. She's not aware of how her actions are impacting people, but then when she gets a reaction, she feels she's a victim.
So speaking of this, his view, I feel part of the reasons why he mentioned this was because of the situation they had earlier on. So they were talking, I think he's one that even called that for his therapy session. He wanted to do therapy session, and then Onyeka now dropped the one that, triggered him in a way. So she spoke about his, that the tribalistic statement he made that Ebuka called him out on. So she brought it up. She was saying that, most times people that have issues that relates to tribe, or people that have experienced that kind of thing in the house, they don't stay long. and he took offense by that. So it was like, are you trying to say that I'm not supposed to be here now?
It's like you're saying I'm not meant to be here because of what happened. No, you just said it now. Like, people who have those type of issues don't get this far.
Not from that point of view. Like, understanding me.
Please don't discuss this with someone else. Okay? It's gonna even hurt me more.
So as far as intentionality, at this point, I don't know what is intentional when it comes to Onyeka and what is not anymore. It may have been intentional because, you know, when it comes to like a voting week, sometimes some people, there are certain things that, you know, would make somebody be put in a particular or be seen in a particular light or something. So maybe it was intentional, maybe it wasn't intentional and stuff. But then even Tjay, he says a lot of things in that house. His therapy sessions sometimes, I don't know whether they are intentional too, or it's his way of making you say things that may implicate you. His intentions are not usually pure most times. So let's just leave them. And then for Wanni, she called so many names. I think the one I captured for her was like the people she trusts the most and the people she doesn't trust as much. And then she called a lot of names. For OC, he mentioned his brother as the person he finds the least annoying, and then Sean and Kellyrae as the most annoying. Kellyrae's own is he said his whole every morning always making smoothie.
Handi, Victoria, Nelly, Tofa, Tjay. They are the people that I've had the least issues with.
This annoying housemate is my brother. As far as annoying housemates, sometimes Sean's competitiveness, Kellyrae's constant needs to make smoothies.
Then for Suj, he just called his people as the people that he trusts the most. That's Tofa, Anita, Nelly. For Anita, she called Nelly and as the person she trusts the most. For the least, she called Sean because of how he nominated her that day. The way he just came out and said, this one's easy, this one is easy. Almost like he was trying to pass a message that there's beef or something.
That have earned my trust are Nelly, Tofa, Anita, Ozzy, OC. Then maybe I'll slide Onyeka there as well.
I would have not said anybody, but with the way Sean called my name, this wasn't hard or something.
So for the remaining housemates, they'll be doing their own today. Later today, they'll do their diary sessions. For their tasks, they had the plantain floor. I think it's Gracia plantain floor. So they had to talk about it. They spoke about the process of like making plantain flour from, you know, the plantain, how you turn it into that, right? So they're divided into two groups and they just came out group by group, pair by pair. I mean, they came out in twos to give their presentation.
What does a farmer require? A plot of land.
Make sure it's not too high.
And you go and you plant them in the farm.
Wait till you want to make a
What is the process?
When they carry and come factory, first of all, we'll first wash everything. Plantain will be dried thoroughly. Remove it into our cartons.
Then there was a part where Kellyrae and Sean came out to do their own. So after they finished talking, they had prepared a song. Kellyrae now started singing the song, only for Sean to start dancing and say, of all things to give Sean is to dance. His dance step was so hilarious. It was so funny because people are even like acknowledged it and said, in fact, it's part of the things that they used to even get the win.
Make your body day, count me, Gracia Planta, Gracia planting flower, and the way for healthy living. Then
for the final part, the teams now made presentation for the food because they had to cook first. So, you know, they just used the food while they were doing the presentation. That was like the final part. And then for the winners, let me just bring up the picture. So they were divided into two groups, right? So the winners were Team Grain Harvest that had Handi, Kellyrae, Tofa, Nelly, OC, Tjay, and Sean. You know, so for the drama part, for one part, Nelly and Tofa, Big Brother said they did very well. And then Sean's dance and, you know, some other things that they presented just made them win. Kellyrae has been having a winning streak this week, I think, and also last week and this week. Say winning back-to-back something. I was like, yeah, it makes It makes sense. So yeah, that's how the task went. What else is there to even talk about? Yesterday was quite calm. It has been quite calm. That's why I didn't even make any video yesterday. I was like, what do I even want to talk about safe? Let them just even leave me safe. Don't mind me, I'm joking. But like yesterday, there was not so much to talk about. That's why I was like, I have to make a video today. So that's it for this video. At this point, I want the show to end already, to be honest. I think I'm mentally drained. I'm just tired. But thanks for watching, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye. Love you.